Hello, everyone. Hello. Welcome to another Flower Power Live. Tonight, I am so excited to share with you not only a card for the winter solstice, but the card for the whole 2022. I have done a whole new Wheel of the Year using the Herbcrafter's Tarot, and I'm looking forward to sharing those insights with you. Hello, my name is Allison from the Well Cultivated Life, and thank you so much for joining me here for Flower Power Live, where I like to share plant wisdom with you. So, tonight, our plant of the day, which seems a little odd, it is winter, but the plant that came up, I think, does really pertain to this time of year, and that plant is lemon balm. Now, many people are familiar with lemon balm. It is a relatively common plant, easy to grow. In fact, very easy to grow. It's in the mint family, and the name is Melissa officinalis. And I call lemon balm the gift that keeps on giving. So, just like the other mints or a lot of other mints, lemon balm is one of these plants that likes to take over. Not only does it reproduce by seed, but it's also, like an herbaceous perennial. So it's a perennial and it likes to reseed itself as well. So once you have it established, you will have it forever. So this is just to say, not to say that you shouldn't plant it, but that you should be aware of making a decision. Where do I want to put this in my yard? And make sure it has plenty of room, like any other mint that you might plant. The other thing is that lemon balm is the most wonderful when it's harvested fresh. And so if you are going to plant it, like the mints, harvest away. Just harvest it heavily, and that way you will be able to keep it a little bit under control. Now, the name Melissa officinalis, the name Melissa actually means honeybee or honey in the Greek language. And so this does tell us a little bit about the plant. It is loved by bees, and it's often planted by beekeepers. It apparently helps to sort of keep the bees close by because they have the lemon balm that they can go to. So it also makes a fantastic tea. And again, it's best when it's fresh, but it's also worth harvesting and drying. And I like to harvest it just when the flowers come into bloom. Now, I have some dried stuff, which does not do justice to the actual plant itself. But this might show you something. So it has these little spikes that come up, and they're all little whorls of white flowers, like little miniature, if you're familiar with how basil looks when it's flowering. It's like little miniature basil flowers almost. And since it's in the mint family, quiz time. If you've been watching me for any time at all, you know that shape of the stem is square. So they have the square stems, just like other mints in the mint family. Now, you can cook with lemon balm in both savory or sweet. A friend of mine makes this super lemony lemon cake. It's got like lemon balm and lemon verbena, and I might even have lemongrass, I'm not sure, and lemon. And every time I have it, it's like, wow, that's lemony. But it's lovely to have something other than just the lemons itself, a little more sustainable than importing a bunch of lemons, and you still get that delicious lemon flavor. Now, medicinally, lemon balm has lots of helpful properties, and probably one of its most important uses is as a nervine, and it tends to just really help with many different aspects of calming the mind, calming the nervous system, and so therefore it can help with anxiety and also any general nervousness, as well as insomnia, as it relaxes the nervous system. It allows the body to relax, and therefore the helpful to help you get to sleep easier. It also has great viral fighting properties, and in particular, it's used for herpes, and that includes, both cold sores and vaginal herpes, and it can just be used as a salve. And it may also help with chicken pox or shingles, which are also a type of related virus as well. So that's it's always good to have a little lemon balm salve on hand just in case. I personally do on occasion, if I get too stressed, I will get cold sores. And you know what? I've taken lemon balm tea, but I have not used it as a salve, and I am going to have to make some of that and try that for next year. Now, like I said, it's very good fresh. But this year I decided that I would make I made a tincture because, again, if you're having, if you want to relax, if you're having any kind of other issues with viral issues, it's good to have a tincture available. And I also made a glycerite. Now, glycerin is this clear liquid. It's basically derived from like fatty acids, and it tastes sweet, and it's often used for kids. And so you can see here, this is what it is. It's just a clear liquid. And then I harvested some lemon balm, and I made this deep, dark, beautiful, almost greenish yellow glycerite. And it's super delicious. It's intense because it's really sweet. And so something like this you could take, you could put it into a seltzer, or you could use it for cooking, almost like a vanilla extract, except for maybe a lemon extract, or add it to anything. Salad dressings, it would probably be good as well. So preserve some of that delicious summery lemon for the winter time through extracts or glycerites. Now, one word of caution, it can be also used for hyperthyroidism or other kind of like agitated states. And so it helps to calm that down. Now, many people who have thyroid issues have hypothyroid, which means their thyroid is sort of underperforming, and they then will often take a thyroid medication that will help to stimulate the thyroid. And although actually it actually more just gives you the chemicals that the thyroid is not making. It doesn't really stimulate the thyroid. But anyway, so what can happen is, if you're taking if you're on the medication, you definitely want to check in with your healthcare provider, because you could have could be counterproductive to be having the lemon balm if you're also trying to take a thyroid medication to boost your thyroid. So before you start taking lemon balm every day, if you have thyroid issues, make sure you check in about that. Now, the flower essence is simply lovely. And I went to one of my favorite references for flower essences, the Star of the Meadow by David Dalton. And he's here in New Hampshire, where I live. And what the flower essence does is it just helps really more on the mental level. So it really helps to relax the mind and bring the different aspects of our mind into balance. Now, pretty much nobody is taught how to use their mind. Like, we don't learn this. We don't learn that you can use your mind for thinking. You can use your mind. You can allow your mind to relax. We don't. We basically are more just kind of victims of the thoughts that come along. And so what happens with lemon balm flower essence is, what it does is it allows you to kind of toggle between calm and active states of your mind. And what David Dalton says is that it does this by easing the velocity of the mind. I just love that. Which can be agitated by fears that reside in the subconscious. These fears provide a kind of restlessness or hypervigilance. I'm sure none of you have ever had a hypervigilant mind, right? The mind is always active, so lemon balm eases the fears and therefore the intensity of the mind. This provides the opportunity for true relaxation. So when you're taking this lemon balm flower essence, because it's deactivating the hypervigilant aspect of your mind, it allows some of these subconscious thoughts to come to the surface. And so it will do that often while sleeping. And so what he recommends is that if you are wanting to work with lemon balm flower essence, that you put a dream journal, a journal or something by the side of your bed, because a lot of things can come up while you're sleeping. um, dreams, messages, and things like that. So this is a lovely time of year to think about this. Here we are in this reflective period of winter, and it's let's let some of these nervous habits go, especially once we get through the holidays. People can get into a more relaxed state and almost go into a little bit of a hibernation from this extra thinking that we do all too often. Now, I want to share with you the cards. We're going to have 2 cards today, so we may go a little bit longer than usual. But so the card for Lemon Balm, again, these are from the Herbcrafter's Tarot, and this is the card. See if you can see that, okay. It is a picture of a table set for an afternoon tea party for kids, and there's a giant lemon balm shrub in the background, which is probably about right. They get pretty huge. And this is a scene where like children are going to be showing up pretty soon, and there's like mismatched china, and there's a little pot of lemon balm tea and toys on the table. So the lemon balm is the 3 of water, which is similar to the cups if you're familiar with traditional tarot deck. And these represent flourishing, abundance, and harmony. And also the water is more the emotion, pertains to our emotions. So the card itself, let me read what it says on there. It says, lift your spirit with the scent of happiness. Pleasure shared is pleasure multiplied. Celebrate your heart's delight. The card is about celebrating friendships, rejoicing, and making merry. Perfect for this time of year. And so it really is about sort of like who's in your community, showing appreciation for those people and admiration for those around you. Don't hesitate to express your joy. Just as the children coming to this tea party are going to be joyful, don't forget to hesitate that as well. So this is a wonderful message for this time of year when we're gathering with family and friends. And, you know, so many of us have been sequestered for too long. And even though our lives on the outside have changed, what has not changed is our need to be with other people in community and sharing company. So, you know, make that happen. If you're still really concerned about, you know, the whole state of the world, I have 2 suggestions for you. Number 1, step away from the TV, allow the mind to calm and relax. And number 2, make an arrangement to meet with friends outside. If that feels more comfortable for you, you can have a skating party, go for a walk in the woods, go walk down the neighborhood, and so on. But it's important to be able to continue. We're doing this reflecting this time of year, but we shouldn't be totally taking ourselves away from our friends and family. So that is the message for now for the next few weeks, the 6 weeks leading up to the beginning of February. That is our winter solstice message from Lemon Balm. But I want to continue on and share with you the card for 2022. So but there's a funny story around this. When you're working with cards, sometimes a card will kind of like fly out or fall out or pop out. And so sure enough, as I was going through it, there's 9 cards I'm working with. So I'm working with the deck a lot, and this card fell out. And so generally what you do is you're just going to pick up the card and set it aside and say, oh, it's kind of like bonus material, and I'll just take a look at it later. So I went through and I finished doing pulling all 9 of the cards. And the 9th card is the card for the whole year. And basically what it is it represents the perspective and that you need to take to be able to sort of help yourself through the changes that you're going to be going through in the year to come. Now, the wheel of the year you can pull a wheel of the year spread at any time of year, but I like to do it right now just because it coincides with the sort of, you know, numerical year. And so the card that came up for the 2022 is the Emperor, which is represented in this deck by hemlock, the hemlock tree. And so the hemlock the Emperor card can have several different meanings, but usually it has something more to do with sort of like structure and organization and just having more order in your life. Sometimes it can mean more of like an authority figure or a father figure as well. But just think about the tall hemlocks in the forest. They stand straight and tall and very. Hemlock is actually a it's not a real valued wood for timber, but it is a very straight wood, and it has been used, for building structures. Okay, and so this words on the card are build strong boundaries, a sturdy structure supports abundant growth, own your authority. And I like that because a lot of times in tarot, the emperor is like some authority is, towering over you, when really this is saying, you have authority, you have your own authority. So these are sort of the messages for getting through 2022. So don't neglect time, sort of planning or organizing, making goals, or making a structure around what you are seeking in 2022. Now, I don't know about you, but I tend to be the creative type. Oh, I'm inspired, and I like run off and with some idea or some new, intuitive thing that I want to do. And so what this is saying is not that you can't be creative and do these things, but make sure you have something to pull these ideas into so that you don't lose them. A lot of times they go away. So make sure they're not lost to the wind. Now, you may be wondering, what card was that fell out of the deck to give us this little bonus content? And I couldn't be any more perfect. Of course, if you have been watching from me for any time, you know that the card of the year last year was, for 2021, was Dandelion, which was telling us, enjoy yourself, be playful like a child, make sure you're not afraid to go on adventures and so on. And sure enough, Dandelion flipped out of the deck when I was going through these new cards. So yes, we need to have order and structure. Yes, we need to make sure that we've got the container to hold all that we are going to be creating, but continue on the theme of 2021 to enjoy yourself and make sure you're seeking adventure as well. I love it. Joy and play are so important to us, and as adults, we forget it to do it all the time. So there you go. That's a very long, densely packed show. But thank you so much for joining me. I hope you have a wonderful solstice tomorrow night. If you happen to be watching this live or catching this before Tuesday, the 21st, which is the actual winter solstice, I will be doing a winter solstice celebration right here on my Facebook page. I will be live streaming that in. So I would love for you to join me for that, starting at 8 o'clock Eastern time. So until then, follow me on Instagram at Cultivate My Life, and I will see you all either tomorrow night or next week for the next Flower Power Live. Take care, everybody. Bye-bye.